In the battle of fish finder supremacy, there are two brands that seem to overtake the rest. We're comparing Humminbird vs Lowrance in this review because these are the two manufacturers with the most products of the highest quality and the most relevant reputation in the market. I've likely reviewed at least 25 fish finders by this point, and many of them have been either Humminbird or Lowrance, so I'm interested to see how they look side by side. Let's get right into it. Company history. We'll start with company history and reputation. If you read any of my reviews, you know that I stay loyal and true to brands when it comes to fishing gear. I don't believe these rules should apply in everything, but there's a lot of experience and knowledge that goes into manufacturing fishing gear, technology, and accessories. I think it's best left to the most experienced brands like Humminbird, Lowrance, Garmin, Simrad, and Raymarine. Humminbird. The company started in 1971 in a garage in Alabama. Right off the bat, they were a hit because they represented a lot of the grassroots and hometown history that we struggle to find in today's society. Humminbird led the way with technological advances by being the first manufacturer to develop a waterproof depth sounder and 360-degree sonar technology. Their product line has since grown to include tremendous products like down and side imaging fish finders, huge HD displays, and new technology that continues to make fishing easier and more pleasurable. Even after all that, they've still managed to maintain a reputation of family values and homegrown roots. Their customer service team has an excellent reputation. They stand by their products and represent their warnings when something goes wrong. Lowrance. Lowrance got its start in 1957, and they maintained a rightful leadership in marine electronics ever since. They have a large assortment of fish finders and sonar, with many products possessing new technology like structure scanning, down scanning, and side scanning. In 2008, they were the first company ever to introduce a split-screen HD multifunction setting on their fish finders. Now you can have both side and down scanning on the screen in HD clarity, which is something the world had never seen before. Lowrance was also one of the first manufacturers to bring chirp sonar into the market. It's clear that Lowrance has led the competition in new technology, but I struggle when I read reviews about how they treat their customers. I find many instances where the company doesn't stand by their products, won't honor warranties, and even gives their customers a hard time on the support line. Features. The number of features a fish finder offers is important because it helps you determine if you're getting enough for your money. While many of the features are a little extra and we could certainly fish without them, if you're dropping a decent amount of money on something, you want to make sure it provides enough to make it worth it. Humminbird. This company is known for packing a lot of features into all their products. You can start at the bottom with a basic chirp sonar and travel all the way up to a down scan, side imaging, dual display combo, GPS unit, with the works. Some of their more high-end models also offer a variety of ways for you to connect. Many anglers prefer wired connections, while others want something that connects via Bluetooth. That's up to you, but I recommend using a wired connection if you can because it's more reliable. If you need a portable fish finder, wireless is the only way to go. Lowrance. One thing I noticed right away about Lowrance is the number of cheap fish finders they offer. I don't say this in a bad way, I say it in a good way. They offer a large assortment of smaller and more affordable fish finders, which I think is important. Much of the time we get too caught up in how many features our products have that we neglect to realize that they only need to do one thing. They need to tell us where the fish are so we can have an easier time catching them. When you have a fish finder that's loaded with a ton of features, all you're doing is creating new things that can break down and cause problems. That said, Lowrance offers plenty of features as well, including down scanning and something they call structure scan. This is a fancy way of saying they have side scan. Number of products. The number of products offered by manufacturer is important for a few reasons. You want to be able to find something that caters to your needs, and if the company doesn't offer a lot of variations of a single product, your chances of getting what you want go down. Keep in mind preferences, taste, and fishing style as well. Humminbird. Humminbird has continued to push forward over the years, while it seems like Lowrance is nearing retirement. At one time, Lowrance was the biggest on the market, but Humminbird has definitely surpassed them in terms of the number of products. Something else I really like about Humminbird is that they don't reinvent the wheel. They take products they have that are already selling and they modify them slightly, add a few new features, and send them back out into the market. That tells me two things. 1. People already like that product, so there's no need to change much. 2. The product is performing well because they don't feel the need to completely discontinue production on it. Some of the models you'll see in the market are the Helix 5, Helix 9, Helix 10, Solix, Ice, C-Map, and Piranha MAX. If you want to dive deeper, check my full Humminbird Helix 10 review. Lowrance. Lowrance offers 3 major product lines. They have the Hook, Elite, and HDS Live. The Lowrance Hook is their most popular model among recreational anglers, and you'll find a few variations within as well. Personally, I don't dislike the Lowrance model, I'm just not as impressed by it. I feel that it lacks definition, the quality feels cheaper, and the price is actually more expensive in many cases. Budget friendliness? We only have so much money to spend, and the last thing we want to do is spend it on a product that might not even help us catch any fish. We'd be better off spending it on lessons. Anyway, the price range of a fish finder is important because you want to get the most bang for your buck and not waste money on something that is going to consistently underwhelm you. Humminbird. As with most products from competitors, they specifically match the price pretty evenly to prevent the price from becoming a deciding factor. This means I have to dive a little deeper to find the value versus the price. If we look at Lowrance vs Humminbird, we'll see that Humminbird products consistently outrank Lowrance in terms of reviews and reputation. The average score of a Humminbird fish finder is near 4.5 out of 5, while Lowrance ranks considerably lower. Another thing I noticed is that Humminbird seems to offer better features than lower-priced fish finders. For example, the Humminbird Helix 7 offers 3 types of sonar technology for roughly $750, while you'll have to pay nearly $1,000 to get that same technology from Lowrance. And I believe that Humminbird makes one of the best fish finders under $500, the Helix 5. Lowrance. It's not all bad, and I'm not by any means saying you should count this manufacturer out. They do a lot of great things, and they keep many of their fish finders at price ranges that Humminbird cannot match. For example, the Lowrance Hook Reveal 5 uses split-shot sonar technology and comes with mapping for a price that beats Humminbird and exceeds them in reputation. The key is to pick and choose which products are their high performers and which ones you might want to avoid. Lowrance side imaging vs Humminbird side imaging. This comparison comes up a lot, and it's rather subjective to the individual unit, but I'll try and clarify this as much as possible. If I had to pick Humminbird or Lowrance, I would pick Humminbird for a few different reasons. First, Humminbird premium units use a lot less power, which results in either sucking less life out of your battery or using fewer batteries. I also find that Humminbird offers a lot more features built into their side imaging compared to Lowrance. You get the fastest refresh rate on the market, Ethernet sharing, a dedicated die, variable bandwidth, and a Made in the USA stamp that you can carry with pride. Overall, Lowrance structure scan vs Humminbird side imaging isn't really much of a debate. Humminbird produces a better product, and I think it's because they are actively looking for new technology and ways to develop their products. Lowrance could be headed for the hills. Advantages of Lowrance: a large variety of affordable units, long company history, high quality imaging. Disadvantages of Lowrance: poor customer service, expensive premium options, subpar side imaging. Advantages of Humminbird: made in the USA, great customer service, more affordable mid-range units, great side scan. Disadvantages of Humminbird: more expensive low-grade options. As you can see, I'm impressed by Humminbird, and doing a side-by-side comparison was a great way to realize that their products exceed expectations. That said, there are plenty of reasons to love Lowrance, and we still think they put out a vast assortment of quality units. Each company has its own set of pros and cons. Overview: by this point, you should firmly understand the Humminbird vs Lowrance comparison. Throughout the article, we've broken down their line of products, features, price points, and company history. Only you can decide which one is right for you, but they're both industry leaders, so you'll likely be just fine choosing either company.